Good morning, beautiful. I do hope that you are well rested and ready to begin your day. It's your daily tarot and oracle for September 16th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching in time, it might be extremely relevant or horrendously irrelevant to what's going on in your life. But stick around and find out. If this makes sense, awesome. If not, I really never know what, I don't know. I hope it does make sense, and I hope that it's good. If it's not good, we're going to get to the reason behind why this challenge is happening and what you can expect from it. So let's listen with an open heart and an open mind. If you have questions about booking your own private session, reach out in the email address in the description or on the main page, or you can send me a DM. You can send really a passenger pigeon, really, if you know what you're doing. But and anyway, let's see what's up. So I want to kick this off with Rider-Waite because I can and I want to. The mini reads have been really interesting. I did these beforehand, and it's really talking about the dark night of the soul and the tremendous time that you've been experiencing. Potentially you. I don't know. Check them at the end. There'll be a timestamp. Well, it's if you stick through and watch it, then you'll see it. But anyway, we're going to kick this off with this. Okay. It's not water under the bridge now, but it will be soon enough. You're looking at a karmic situation which has you incredibly closed off. It feels like it would be at the beginning stages of what the hermit mode is. I think that what this is talking about is the initial shock of whatever would put you into the hermit mode in this particular reading. So the situation that you are facing, that you are dwelling on, the Three of Cups that should have been a celebration, that should have been commitment, it should have been a lot of things, has been completely rocked and it's fallen over and it spilled out all of whatever the supposed integrity of it was. This is affecting the heart chakra and also the base chakra. So I feel like the entire foundation of what this has built is cracked, maybe even crumbling. You're trying to see where you went wrong. Where did you go wrong? I don't feel like it is particularly that. We're going to find out, but you're dwelling on something. And I know that this is a challenge for you. I know that you're probably picking it apart like crazy, but there's a reason why this is happening, and the Two of Cups is behind it. Now, whether this is a relationship or just some sort of beautiful opportunity that is coming in, it's yet to be discovered because you're not ready for it. It looks like you are really struggling with this right now. I don't want to necessarily say hurt, because I don't know. I feel like this might be more of just like shock. I think there is an element of shock to this. So we're going to see. Let's see. What do you need to know about this? What is this surrounding? All right, it didn't pop out. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Maybe I'm just a terrible shuffler right now. So what are you up to right now? Ooh, I'm just shuffling. Okay, so in regard to the Five of Cups, you worked so hard on this. We have the High Priestess is in reverse. You're very insecure by this, and you're trying to find your footing again. You're trying not to be reactive, and I love that. You're trying not to be super reactionary to this situation. You're not fighting it. You have a lot on your mind, and right now it seems like something very emotional for you is lost. Whether it's a job or somebody in your life, there is a sense of loss, and now your head is completely overwhelmed with obligations. There is no fight to be had in this. Maintaining, being grounded is probably the best thing that you could do. Try and keep yourself rational in this. But there is some sort of deception that has been brought to your attention. Either that or just something that was secret about this. Something that was hidden has come to light. And I feel like it's just a curveball for you. So now I think that it's important that you reassess what your truth is. What is your truth? What is your truth? What is this whole shock thing involving anyways? Right now, off the top of my head, what I'm thinking is I know that it's a buzzword right now, but whenever a narcissist accuses you of something, that is the closest thing that you'll get to a confession. So I feel like whatever was hidden was projected at you, either that or was put on you. And that's actually something that is dealing more with the other person. Somebody just showed their true colors. And now I do feel like this is fresh. This is relatively recent. So I see that they had some sort of a control over you, whether it was mental, emotional, unfortunately, in some cases, physical, either financial too. I feel like finances has been held over somebody's head too. But now this information has come through, and it's like you cannot go back to what was before this. And I kind of want to look more at this, but the revelations are shocking. This is somebody who you either admired or looked up to. It feels like they had no other choice but to come to you with the truth. And it feels like, all right, now the direction of this has to change. Now the future of this has to change. And we need to see exactly what the truth is. And right now, before you even say anything, I need you to stay right over there, just like arm's length away. Stay away right now. I cannot hear this talk. I don't feel like this is at an anger point. I think that, again, what I'm feeling in this is just shock, because I don't feel like you expected this. And that's okay. This happens to even the most, what seems to be sound connections. But I also feel if this is involving more than one person, then I think that you have to reassess where your position has been in this entire thing. All right, so I just grabbed the Saints and Angels, so apparently this is something that wants to add into it. This is somebody who is very close to you, that you looked up to, and I feel like they withheld some sort of information that would have been very beneficial for you to know about this. And I see that it is causing you anxiety. Animals? Okay. What about it? Retreat. Okay. So look at this. We have animals, retreat, pause. You're lost on what to do next. Why do you feel like you have to have that answer right now? Don't make any decisions while you are shocked, while you are in anger. It will always lead to a misstep or regret. This will trip you up if you do a knee-jerk reaction on this. It's important that you unplug and reassess. And I do feel like you've probably been seeing, well, doves are on here, but I'm feeling like more hunter type birds, like falcons, hawks, even coyotes or wolves. Probably been seeing a lot of those symbolisms happening. Even a few of you have probably been seeing owl symbolism, whether it's an advertisement or in actual life. But it's time for you to retreat and see how you are genuinely feeling. And I see that you are getting a lot of downloads and insights with this, but I also feel like you have actually been actively asking Spirit, what does this mean? What is this? What do I do with this? So in the retreat, what can you expect? Hang on. Okay. This is involving some sort of a commitment in your life, the marriage. The fairies join you in the celebration of wedding bliss, and we have spiritual teacher. Okay. Easy does it. This is involving people who are close to you. So the marriage, it doesn't always have to be marriage. This is a union of connections. So this can be a union of family, friends, colleagues, lovers, but somebody who you admired or who you looked up to, who you had energetic ties with. This is going to be involving. And I do feel like it is somebody that you looked up to. And I also feel like this is something where I don't see you doing like a dead sprint away from. It's time for you to change what you allow into your life. This is involving the love life, whether it's platonic or romantic. I do feel like these are very soul-bound connections. So kindred spirits, soulmates even. I don't want to say twin flame. I'm so sick of that stupid title. I'm not giving people crap for it, but I feel like it's just, I feel like there's been a lot of misconceptions around what a twin flame is. So I just want to say that. I'm not judging anyone who's on the journey at all. But the love life. Your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. Okay. So what are you committed to? I see that there is somebody who is in your life as a very massive teacher for yourself. And you either need to not be so hard on yourself for what has transpired, or hard on somebody else who's not involved in this. But this is involving, for some of you, your intimate circle, your love life, your tribe even. But I'm getting pulled to this, the vampire. Part of the pain is somebody who is energetically sucking you dry on this. So what can't you seem to get away from? Where did you miss something? Something, all right, this is what's being brought to the surface right now. It's so funny because what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. So whatever has transpired behind you secretly in life, I do feel like you either just know that something is up, whether or not you get the definitive answer on what it was, you know that something is up, something's not sitting right with you, and you're going to reassess the situation and either change it or have a different tactic towards it. Some of you have been emotionally manipulated and drained, and this is by somebody who snuck in under the radar, and now it's being brought forward into your attention. And this could have gone on for a much longer time, but Spirit is not letting it happen. I feel like somebody has been toyed with long enough in this, and now it's going to just really slow down because it's not going to involve this particular energy again. All right. So for those who are looking at romance, because I do feel like some of you are looking at romance, what is, hold on. The incense has gone out. We can't do that. It's not fair. Hold on, hold on. Takes a moment. I don't know, go to the bathroom or something. I need to get more incense. There we go. Life is good again. So for those who are dealing with romance, what do you need to know? Seriously? All right, being completely at odds with somebody in your life and the changes that you don't want to make because you don't feel like it's quite over or you're not quite ready for this chapter to end, but Spirit is telling you to be strong in it. This tends to be a codependent connection that you do not see the benefit of. I feel like there's somebody who's doing a lot more work than the other people who are involved. And I see that this is actually making you incredibly closed off. So it feels like you are emotionally detached and, you know, it feels like almost begging for this situation to change. But I see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and somebody has overlooked something and they haven't made what seems to be a choice. They've overlooked something, and it also seems like emotional instability. Yeah, they did not get all their facts straight on this. So what I'm seeing here is this constant state of mess with this particular set of people. And it always looks like there's this effort to change, but change that does not seem to be going through. This could be even family members. This could be somebody in your friendship circle who just can't seem to get their stuff together. And I also feel like somebody's been using you as a resource. So this, I see that it's not going to change, and I think that you're aware of this now, and you're starting to put yourself first. You're finally putting yourself first, which that is super awesome in your relationships. So if this is romantic, you're probably getting rid of a codependent connection or addressing the fact that it is codependent, and you're starting to make yourself heard and be a priority in this. And I do see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I also see that you're not going to hold back anymore. You're not pulling any punches on this. It's either, listen, we have to approach this different or not at all. So however this looks, we're going to see in a minute. But if we're looking at somebody who in your life is just an energy vampire who can't seem to get away, we're going to see what's going on there. All right, come on, out with it. Boop, boop, boop. So the Chariot, it feels like this relationship has failed. You don't even want it anymore. I see that you are probably letting go of whoever this energetic vampire is. It's like the frenemy or the relationship stuff. It's not relationship, it's a relation excrement. But anyway, it feels like it's a failure, and that's what you are closing in on. It's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to. And I see that you're coming out on top. This person can't get any more for you. And you want to know, they get to watch you go. Good. Sit there and suffer because you're coming out on top. That's right, I said it. Okay. So, if this is an intimate connection, whether it's romantic or it's just a deep soul bonding connection where they're your massive teacher, what is the likely outcome of this? End to strife, judgment call. And I see that you're probably going to finalize this chapter of your life because you see the manipulation tactics. You're ready to let go of it. I see that you are actually going to put yourself in a place to let go and start a new journey involving temperance. This is going to take time, and you have a lot of work ahead of you with this. It's one thing at a time, but I see that you're ready to start a new journey and let go of this. And I see that you are filled with doubt. That's going to be something that is healing with you through time. you are going to be facing a lot of the, what you consider to be the weak points and what led to this, I guess, codependent connection of the past. Yeah. I feel like it hasn't changed. And I also feel like as long as they do change, awesome. But it feels like they're so quick to fall back into old patterns. And I think that you're seeing this. So I see that you are pulling your energy away and letting go whatever this identity was that you had with this, and starting a new journey, closing off this chapter, facing your insecurities and doing really hard work on yourself. So a new beginning is all underway with you. And if this is involving the energy vampire, I'm being pulled to this particular deck. The likely outcome of that bad boy is patience, admit your true feelings to yourself, walk away, birthday, and winter. There's an important date that's coming up. It doesn't have to be a birthday. This could be either some type of anniversary for yourself or others, somebody's birthday, some sort of have done by date, an expiration date. But some important event and closure is going to be happening. It's going to be something where it's just quiet, it's shut down, and this is a place where I see that a lot of this void is going to be a burden on you, but you have to be patient with yourself and work your way through it. So there is filling in the void. There is walking away from the energy vampire. And there's an important date that you are going to be doing it by. So whether it's an anniversary, a birth date, or an expiration date of something, it's going to be very specific to your storyline. And don't be surprised with things that slow down. This is going to be finalized in closure and healing for the bulk part at some point during the winter months. But again, this is also involving things slowing down. And you have to have a lot of patience with yourself and the scenario, because you're going to want to plow through this just to be free of it. And that's not going to happen. It's a nice idea, but it's not feasible for this particular energetic vampire connection in your life. So what's on the other side of this? I can't just leave it like that. All right, if you're looking at the closure of relationship from the first part of this, no, I don't want this one. This card was flipped over and in this pile, so everything is okay. First off, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be suffering anymore. What's on the other side of this? I was pulled to the Whispers of Love. What's this? Love who you are. You're finally going to have a healthy relationship with yourself, and that's going to lead to better standards and expectations of other people and what you'll allow around you. And I want this one as well. It's going to make everything less dire in your life. I do feel like healing, self-love, and compassion are going to be enveloping in your life. And if we're talking about the energy vampire, getting pulled to the Archangel Raphael. Have faith in what? So a miracle is going to be happening. Unconditional joy. And what you allow around you, organic foods. What are you going to take in? You're going to take life less serious and less dramatic. It doesn't have to be all this plug-in work. I feel like that's what you were used to with this energy vampire. But I see that if it's not lighthearted, if it's trying to always see the worst in a situation, you're going to drop it and run because you're not playing games anymore. If it's not progressive and if it's not good for you or anyone else involved, you're done. You're over it. You're not going to have any relationships that are codependent and vampiric moving forward. So That actually looks positive on both parts, a huge sense of self coming in. And I suppose if you want to find out more on your particular situation, shoot me a DM. If you have questions about booking a session to see what your storyline is going to look like, go ahead, ask questions about what services I provide and all the details in it. Don't forget your time zone. And I don't know. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey you. I'm still being pulled to use the Healing with the Angels Oracle card. I want to keep this around 1 or 2. The last reading that I did had 5. That's fine. I feel like 2 is the magic number for this bad boy. So let's see. What do you need to know if you've come across this? Too many cards, too many cards. Didn't fall out, didn't fall out. They were just hanging out on the edge. I wanted to. Remember, don't force this to fit your life. If it resonates, awesome. And if it does resonate, I hope that it's a good message. The challenges are never, easy, but there's always a reason behind them. And you all know what? I'm never going to leave you hanging. We'll find out the reason behind it and what you have to look forward to. So, Spirit, come on, out with it. Okay, there's one, and what? All right. Time for you to get grounded, baby. You probably feeling overstimulated, overwhelmed, or basically in this incredible shutdown period. I get it. If what you want is silence, great. Follow that tune. But this is talking about your need to find balance and work on pulling your energy in. I feel like you've been really scattered. Not your fault. It tends to happen under the radar, but once it's too much, isn't it? So this is talking about you got to get your zen back. So if it's not something that is a major obligation or that's going to hurt anybody or do anything wrong in your mind, in your heart, I don't know. As long as it's okay, feel free to cancel some plans and have a staycation with yourself and really just kind of spoil yourself. Do something that is just strictly nurturing for you. I think that it's time. You need to recharge those batteries. I hope that that is relaxing, and I hope that it goes well for you. And you want to know what? The people who matter are going to understand. Hey there, gorgeous. If you're coming across this, we're going to get a message from the Halloween Oracle deck because, well, we're almost towards fall, and I feel like doing it. I'm being pulled to do it, so we're going to do it. You want to know why? Because we can. So if you stumble across this, this might be a message for you, or it might be a message for you later, but if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit your life. Let's see what you need to know right now. Oh, look at what just fell out. 4. Okay. No, 5. All right. 5 messages for you, so it's going to be a big one. We have the night song, Hidden Talent, something inside of you that you probably let lay dormant for a while. It's coming up. Protection. Ooh, we have midnight, the most magical hour of all. It's really your time to shine, it looks like. Whatever you are doing, you're not going to screw it up. Control. Risk and reward. All right, you might not have support in doing this, but it doesn't mean that you don't do it. This is something that I think you've been really craving to do. And I think that you have a real raw talent. But I think that for social status or standards or acceptance or palatability, you let this go to rest. So what I'm seeing happen right now is, sorry, it's time for you to be happy, and you have to kind of do things that are authentic towards you, not anybody else. It's not for your parents, it's not for any siblings, it's not for any friends, it's not for anybody else. This is seriously just about what is good and what is your raw talent, because when you put it out there, when you're confident in it, when it's, something that comes from you that is that deep soul finding goodness, it's good. It's not that if you build it, they'll come. But if you put it out there, it's going to get noticed. You need to be noticed for this. Not that it's something that is going to drive you in doing this, but people actually need to see this about you. So I see that you are actually going to not only be restoring some sort of hobby, career path, job. There's something that you do really well. Whether it's going to be a career move, or whether it's going to be something that is just simply a huge cathartic release for your life, you're going to be jumping back into it. This actually might be jarring for the people around you, because I think that this is something that they're not used to with you, which is fine and dandy, but they need to get used to the unexpected with you, because you've held this away from them for what seems to be far too long. Let your freak flag fly. We are going to get hit. And we're going to get a message from the Halloween Oracle deck. So if you're coming across this, sit for a spell. Let's see what you need to know. What did you come across this to hear? Forgiveness and invisibility. And the bottom of the deck is the Skull of Flowers. There's a lot of people who will be wanting forgiveness and that need your forgiveness. You just went through an extraordinarily hard time in life. I think that your empire came crumbling down around you. I think that you either lost a bunch of people, either that or you had a major health concern or scare. You just got hit with something very traumatic in life. And I do feel like you have been broken down to your bare basics, your bare bones. The thing that's awesome about this is, first off, you survived. Congratulations. Not everybody gets to say that. They don't come out of this unscathed. Some people don't, unfortunately, make it. Also, it really shows you how powerful and resilient you are. And I know that you're probably sick about hearing about that. But also, you're never going to be at that position again where you have to rise from the ashes. Yes, you'll have the regular ebb and flow of life, the bumps and the bruises, but you just went through the dark night of the soul. And not everybody, like I told you, gets to say that they get through it. They either get lost and, well, there's many ways that that can go, but you, even though you probably didn't want to, you stuck it through. So now it's time for you to actually be the phoenix that comes out of the ashes. You have stripped every bit of inauthenticity or every bit of whatever it was that was holding you back. I know how difficult that was, but now you get to build off of what you really are, and there's literally nothing that can stop you. So for whatever you went through, it's time to forgive that. But it's also a time of no excuse for you not being great. So I want to see what you can do with this, because for what you just went through, there's literally nothing under the sun that can stop you. Go be that boss. You're incredible. Hello. If you're coming across this, we're going to be getting a message from Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reed. I hate it when these are flipped over. Ugh. Give the program cards. Okay. What do you need to know? What brings you here? What does Spirit want to tell you? Aside from my disorganized cards for the moment. What do you need to know? Yin is in reverse, and then we have higher power. The tribe. Serendipity. Round and round. I don't know why 5 is the magical number today, but a lot of 5s keep coming out. So, pivot time. What I am seeing here is you're done playing nice. I do feel like you had done this last Hail Mary to Spirit, Source, whatever you want to call it. The big good thing if you want. But what I'm seeing here is you really saw people's true colors. Whatever this pain was that you just endured, whatever this dark time that you are coming out of, just know that you're never going there again. I actually just did a similar reading to this, so this really does tie into that. I see that you see exactly who is there for you and to what degree. But I also see how you didn't feel like you could reach out to particular people. And I really want you to pay attention to the why behind that. Was it something that was really there that you don't feel like that you could have reached out to them with? Or was it something about them that let you know that that was not a safe place for you to unload your pain and fears and whatever it was that you were going through? Whatever it is, just know that the gloves have come off. You do not have to play nice. It's not time for you to tiptoe around everybody's emotions. It's time for you to leave this part of your life behind where you keep telling yourself the same story, where you have to be so accommodating for everyone else, because you just saw the reality of where people lie and where they are standing in your life. So I do see that a newfound sense of faith has been restored. I actually do see a massive amount of support that is coming from you, and well, for you, actually maybe even from you too. But just know that these are very real and authentic connections. It's not about what anybody can get from anybody. It's just because you are simply worth it and you exist, and this is the same wavelength that they're on. So I hope that made sense, and I hope that you're feeling better. So if you're coming across this, we're going to be getting a message from the Rider-Waite. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. Let's see what you need to hear right now. There's been a lot of messages about people going through the dark night of the soul or health scares and a lot of things like that. So I just want to keep in mind the energy of the general collective right now, and whatever is coming out, it's time to slow down. Time to slow down with what? We have an 8 here that deals with eternity, infinity. It is a abundance number. What about it? The land's not barren. You're just using your resources, and right now you need to see what your resources are. So let's see what your resources are. What is this getting at? Come on, Spirit, out with it. I'm sitting here shuffling and it's getting obnoxious. I'm about to split the deck is what's going on. Thank you. I saw the Hierophant in reverse and I wasn't guided to take it out, and now here it is upright. There are certain people you don't want to play with anymore. You have to be fully committed to whatever it is in your life, and some of it you realize you're just not as committed as you feel that you should have been, or that was even real to begin with. And you want to know, it's not even part of your story anymore. So what I'm seeing here is you actually take into account of who are you allowing into your life, who makes you come alive with them, who is just as driven, hopeful in this life. I don't see that you're letting anyone weigh you down. I'm not telling you to cut everybody off and run. I'm saying be very careful about who you allow around your energy. There's a lot of people who have been acting as an anchor in your life. So you have to make a choice. Are you going to feed your fear? Or are you going to feed possibility? This is a new phase where you need to start receiving and accepting the good things that are going to move you forward in life, and not just excuses as to why it can't happen, and people who make excuses for themselves and why they can't move on in life and why it's such a struggle. I do feel like this is a commitment on your part, and you need to have faith that, first off, this is not the end-all be-all, and that there is more for you out there. So let's work on distancing ourselves from things that are, I guess I want to say, energetic vampires, self-sabotaging. See how it goes. Hey there, gorgeous. I have not used this deck in a long time. I'm being pulled to use it right now. So let's shuffle this and see what message you need to hear right now. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. As is any reading that is general and collective. Don't ever force this to fit your life. Please. Any reading, don't ever force it to fit your life. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. You can either hold on to it for another day, you can let it fall away. But regardless, let's see what Spirit wants you to know if you've come across this. All right. I haven't even shuffled these in like a year, I think. Oh my God. We're just gonna see what comes out. I'll sit here and shuffle the entire time. No, I won't. All right, splitting the deck. 3 parts. I want this one on top. What's this? Friendship. What about it? Okay. Freedom. Okay, so friendship and freedom right now. What about it? Alrighty. So I want to talk about the friendship with the freedom. First off, those are the 2 cards that came up. I have 5 cards with me right now. You know, at different walks of our life, in different phases of our life, we have these people who do come and go. And you want to know what? I see that there is a friendship or a relationship that has been very close to your life throughout the years. Wherever you have been, even if you've been in no contact, that this connection has never fully gone away. You guys could pick up exactly where you left off. Not only that, this is actually a very divine kindred spirit. So I see that if you've been out of communication with one of your kindred spirits, one of your soulmates, one of your besties, I see that somebody's coming back around again. I see actually really important connections magnetizing themselves back to center. And these are really beautiful, unjudgmental relationships in your life. So whatever this is bringing, know that you're not alone and that there are people who will be showing up again. And it's not anything other than just, it's time and it's a point of love towards you. I hope that made sense and I hope that it goes well.